Hi, it's Noir Nerd, and this is another episode of my Console.log vlog series. And this one I thought I'd revisit something which I actually did a little bit of a video, which I'll link to below, about being a so-called INTP and a programmer. So an INTP, if you don't know, is one of the personality types of the Myers-Briggs test. Now you can argue, and please do it below if you're going to do it, about the validity or otherwise of that test. But essentially in that test I type consistently as an INTP. An INTP standing for introverted, intuitive, thinking, perceiving, which essentially means my dominant functions thinking, internalized thinking, and then also I'm very intuitive, introverted of course, and perceiving or prospecting I think they call it, which in essence means searching for information, searching for novelty. So how is this sort of played out in my programming studies and career, I guess? So I'm a programmer now. I program mostly in JavaScript, have been for 15 years I suppose. You know, me starting off in my bedroom counts, I guess. Currently working with React, but I won't go too much into what I'm actually doing in my programming job, as it were. I'll talk about how I approach coding, I suppose. And it is by its very nature a very rewarding process, programming. Also occasionally, let's be honest, extremely frustrating. In the extreme, when something is not working, it's very frustrating. And actually, interestingly enough, I guess as an INTP, that our FE can come into play, which is our inferior function, inferior name. So I have found actually on occasion that I can get somewhat emotionally drained in programming sometimes, or just drained in general, like mentally drained. It's a weird one because when you actually when you get things right, it's like you get a proper buzz off it, I find. So I get real buzz, even like I fixed well, it wasn't even something I'd fixed today, so I'm working with another program. We're doing pair programming, well, remote working, I'm working with another program recently, and I just integrated some code that he'd done quickly today. It's just a few days after Christmas, but the thing he did, he'd done, and I tried to integrate it, worked straight away, and it's just even from just something small like that, like proper, like, whoa, that's great. Sort of feeling, which tends to last after about 2 minutes, and you sort of feel like a god, like yeah. But then it suddenly doesn't, that high lasts for a few minutes at most. But yeah, so I find the problem-solving aspect of it, it keeps its novelty, because there's always something new to learn. There's always a new problem to solve, or a new. A lot of the time, actually, especially if you're doing your own sort of independent work outside of like your day job, one of the harder but more interesting challenges I find is thinking of things to develop. So, for example, what tool do I want to create? What application will it have? But often I am actually sort of a creative coder, so I'm often quite drawn to products which don't necessarily have a commercial outcome or a commercial or even a social utility. Often I'm just drawn to things which purely are aesthetically interesting. Or so, like recently I did a video streaming thing which basically streamed video in a 3D environment with A-frame, streamed psychedelic sort of wall animations, and then it would also capture the user's webcam It has absolutely no real commercial application, but I just thought it was interesting, and I was my sort of continuing research into AR development, which I've been doing in the last 6 months or so, really. And I found that really interesting. I think probably as INTPs, we're very drawn to novelty, and we want to be the cutting edge. But let me just talk a bit more, I suppose, about how. So let's talk about the positives. INTPs are by their very nature system builders. So that means we build frameworks in our head, which obviously lends itself very well to software engineering and web design and web development. Sorry. So, and design, I suppose, as well, but that's related. So we sort of picture. Well, I know I'm always visualizing in my head usually when I'm doing coding. So unless it obviously hits the aforementioned stumbling block, I will be sort of intuitively connecting dots. That's the best analogy I can come up with, actually, is connecting dots and trying to form an image, I guess, or the overall picture of the big picture. I think we're often referred to as big picture thinkers. This does mean that I do have quite a talent, actually, at spotting potential pitfalls, which obviously is a good thing, because spotting potential pitfalls, trying as hard as I can to not patch things up too much on the way when I'm actually developing software, but that invariably will happen at points. Every programmer has done a quick Stack Overflow patch, but it's not always the best option. I think the more experience you get, and I'm finding more actually, I do have faster solutions because I've done something before now, like especially when it comes to like array manipulation in JavaScript. I used to be just quickly go on to Stack Overflow, whereas now I've got a sort of library of array methods that I can perform if I need to like do some array manipulation on an array. Like, I don't know, slice something out of a array at a certain place, or what have you, or pop, or whatever. Any of these methods. It's not what this video is about, but anyway. And then obviously that helps in the sense, and because INTPs are very much focused on learning everything, or sort of soaking up all the knowledge about a certain subject. They sort of suit programming well, I think, for that respect, because we want to understand everything about the subject, and programming is quite niche, but it's also broad. It's sort of cross-disciplinary, so it's mathematics, design, logic. So it's sort of obviously naturally, if you were talking about these logical perspective and logical skills, logical sort of reasoning skills as well as this creative side. Because I mean, from what I understand of this whole Myers-Briggs thing, INTPs are basically introverted creative thinkers, and I think programming is probably a very good career for an INTP to go into, or a hobby, if you will, even, because INTPs get off on novelty, INTPs get off on mathematics and logic and all that deductive reasoning, and programming in a lot of ways is it is system building, it is finding solutions for problems, more efficient solutions. So I've talked quite a lot about, I guess, the positive respects of being an INTP programmer. I've not really mentioned the negatives, and most of the negatives, in my own experience, and just what I think are sort of general INTP problems that we have. So it's motivation. So if you've been working on a project for a long time, it can sort of seem boring after a while, and you lose your motivation, jump onto another thing to procrastinate, and then eventually lose interest. So that's probably universal for INTPs across, just in general. So that's something you can come up. Working with others. I've been pretty good at this, I think. not been that bad. I'm fine actually. The place where I have issues, if I ever have any issues with programming in organisations, is not really with other technicians or engineers or developers. It's with non-technical people. That can be the issue that I come up against sometimes, because it's more an organisational thing. But it's like basically I haven't got a really effective method of pushing back against unrealistic expectations. And this is quite common. I saw a meme the other day actually about how, you know, how to talk to programmers or something. It said if you want some new functionality, expect it to take longer than you think it might take. I don't know. That's a bigger question. I'll probably go end this video soon because it's gone on for a while. But yeah, I hope that's been useful, just as an insight into my perspective of as an INTP and a programmer, software developer, how I sort of how that relates to my programming practice, and how being an INTP affects your programming, or why you should become a programmer if you're an INTP as well. So I know I've jumped around a lot, but that's sort of what we do. So if you have any comments, leave them below. If you are an INTP, if you're not, if you're another type, if you're another type, how do you experience programming as a programmer? You can do a quick test on 16 personality types. It takes like 10 minutes or something, maybe less. If you're curious about all that. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this episode of Console.log vlog. I've been Noir Nerd. Give us a like and subscribe.